Hello and welcome. You're watching My 11th Circle presents Cricbuzz Live. Gaurav Kapur, got Lisa Sthalekar, Joy Bhattacharjya here with me. Rajasthan decided to win the toss, bat first. Where have they got to at the end of 20 overs? Let's have a look, see. Yeah, let's have a look, see at the match summary. Come on, boys, bring it up. Come on, there it is. Yes, 177 for 6 at the end of 20 overs. Steve Smith with a half century. Robin Uthappa giving a blazing start, coming as opener today. Jos Buttler getting a shot of run a ball, 24. For Bangalore, it was Chris Morris picked up 4 wickets, 2 for Chehal in the very first over that he bowled, pulling it back for Bangalore just a little bit there. But 177 for 6. What are your impressions of this score is a question that you will answer second, lady and gentlemen. The question you will answer first is, just how much appreciation would you like to shower upon me for getting my score prediction right and becoming the My 11 Circle Expert of the Day, Badge of Honor winner with my guess of 178? Okay. Unenthusiastic at best.
Well done, bravo.
Overacting at worst. So, if we could have a sort of a
I can't
normal
win this, man.
if you could just have a human reaction, it's just too much to ask for from the Cricbuzz panel. We're either 0 or we're 100. Yeah, we're a bit like Robin Uthappa was today, right? We're a bit like Rajasthan was in the power play they got going. But how impressive, Lisa, was Steve Smith today? This is the Steve Smith we like to see.
Correct. He took his time, didn't he? He didn't rush. He didn't play any rash shots. At the end of the 14th over, he was 15 of 14 deliveries and then scored his 50 of 30 deliveries. So it just shows you he can accelerate. He backed his skills. He went back to what he does well, is work the ball, noodle the ball around into different gaps, and then set up a plan for Chahal's, slow ball outside off. And we saw him, switch hit, one bounce for it, and away he went. So much better innings. This is what we know and love about Steve Smith.
Joy, obviously very happy. I was very happy. I'm sure you're very happy as well to see Robin go off like that as opener. I just hope they stick with him for the rest of the series now.
No, I think they will. If you see the way they went into this game, clearly they said, look, they've thought through everything, and then finally they said, okay, let's open with him. Steve Smith, you go down, you take your balls, you take your time. And 2 big things have been ticked. 2 big boxes have been ticked today. Uthappa at the start, Steve Smith where he was. And Butler's not unhappy. I mean, today is 24 of 25. It's not that great an innings, but Butler has been a finisher for many teams. So it's not a role that he's unused to, basically.
Yeah.
He can play that role. And so the only disappointment remains Samson, who again, his judgment is just letting him down. It's such a pity. Anyone who hits a 6 as beautifully as he did, then after that he tries to hit the next one. Though that would be the only disappointment. Otherwise,
in and over that they had lost a wicket.
And
added to that.
Unbelievable. I mean, it's just something that you have to wrap your head around. He's just got to understand shot selection. But otherwise, Rajasthan would be looking and saying, okay, now I think we know how to play our top 6 or top 7.
Yeah. And to think that a really talented young bat like Riyan Parag hasn't even been used today. So they were probably wasting a lot in that sort of thick middle where people were sort of playing out of position. I hope we see this going forward because it has worked more than it's not. You've got Robin has got runs, Steve Smith has got his time, and then he's got his runs. Jos Buttler obviously will never be out of position in the middle order. He does that for England quite regularly. So this might just end up working. Let's have a look at what it was for the Bangalore bowlers. How did their day go? Chris Morris, of course, will be happy. He's picked up the 4 wickets today. So, and yet again, and look at it, Lisa, once again, 12 dot balls, which means that consistently 16 overs, out of which 8 overs are dot balls, is what has gone in the last 4 games.
Yeah, just outstanding. And you've got to remember, he's come in during the IPL, in he hasn't been able to play from the match 1. So he's having a huge impact straight away. And I'm sure the coaching staff and Virat are very happy with the fact that he is, he comes with a price tag, but he's also delivering. And that's the most important thing. Whereas Udana, he seems to be going at, 10 runs and over. I mean, he's picked up a couple of wickets throughout this IPL. I'd say that they would look at his position, go, International player, is he giving us enough? They've got Dale Steyn, Moeen Ali. Does he come in potentially later? A lot more spin given the tired wickets that they'll play. But as for now, not a bad effort. But they did allow Rajasthan, the Royals, off the. Given the fact that they lost those 2 wickets, they allowed that partnership between Buttler and Smith to kind of build.
Yeah, Joy, they will look at that because this is the thing we notice with good teams, with champion teams. If there is a spell of play where the opposition runs away, as soon as they get a sniff, they go straight for the jugular, right? Delhi does that. Mumbai did that yesterday. You know that they're gonna go for it. Somewhere Bangalore will look at that and say, I don't think we took complete advantage of that Chahal over where he got 2 wickets.
No, I agree with you. And their problem is that their wicket taker actually is their normal enforcer is Chahal. Chahal is their best bowler. So, they couldn't bring Chahal back because he'd already bowled 2 and they wanted to hold 1 back. He'd bowled 3 by that time. And that's the thing with RCB, their attack, exactly because of what Lisa said. Their second fast bowler, Udana, is not giving them enough. 3 for 43 43 in 3 overs is not enough. He's not being an enforcer. You can take a Pat Cummins not taking wickets if he's bowling at 150 because there's an intimidation factor. People are scared of him. It's raw pace. Who are you scared of now? Udana is not that fast. He's not quick. I'd rather bring Steyn back, or I'd rather play an Indian fast bowler and allow Moeen Ali to play, allow even more, it gives me more options in that middle order. Why am I wasting? I think Umesh Yadav would do just as good a job in this. And if it's about death bowling, Udana really hasn't set the stage on fire, hasn't set the Dubai Burj on fire.
No, let's have a look at the bowling again. And just to reiterate what both Joy and Lisa are saying, it is about Udana. They're wanting Udana's experience. But now, I don't know how many matches he's gone without finishing his quota. The last game, again, he bowled 2 overs. This game, he's bowled 3 overs. He's not finishing the quota. He's gone at almost 14 and a half in this. We'll also try to pull the squad up to see the options. We know there's Moeen Ali there. I'm a Moeen Ali fan. I like the options that he gives you. There you go. You've got an Adam Zampa there. You've got Dale Steyn. There's few options. And talking about Indian pace bowlers, you've got Umesh Yadav and Mohammad Siraj sitting on the bench. So effectively, this is very interesting. Because effectively for Bangalore, the problem that they're having right now is the problem that Kolkata had when they were trying the whole Nikhil Nayak thing at number 7. They actually are doing okay with 10 players. They're getting the options that they want out of 10 players. There's 6, 7 bowling options, their batting options, they're getting that. So, Lisa, in a way, it's also a happy problem to have, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And then the fact that they've still been winning, they're third on the ladder, gives them hope that if they can get it right, then they're certainly going to be challenging the top 4. But I think Moeen Ali potentially coming in. We know that RCB, and we'll see how their innings goes. But the middle overs is where they're struggling. We know Moeen Ali, does really well in finding the gaps, and the right-hand combination might be effective for them. So, I think the coaching staff will certainly look at Udana and go, maybe not next game.
Maybe not. Well, let's talk about this game. Yeah,
but anyway, you should never, after last match, don't talk left-hand, right-hand combinations.
True. Okay.
They'll just say, sorry. No, we don't want to talk about this.
Nope. You can do a left-right march past right out of here with that left-right idea, right? Just march it right out of the room. Talk about this game, of course. Bangalore now, 178 that they need to get. You see the points table. There's a little tussle that's happening, a little jostle that's happening right at the top. It seems to be, a Bombay, Delhi, and then you sort of have, yes, Bangalore is there as well. But today, if they can do that and get on par again, Delhi and Bombay will have a game in hand. But they want to be counted. I'll tell you what they want. There is a Bombay, Delhi counting, as the 2 top teams right now. Bangalore want to be counted in that. Why are they not being counted in that, Lisa? But somehow that's not the narrative, right? They're not being counted. They've been counted 1 rung below, but the points they're there.
Yeah, they are there, but you just look at those 2 teams, Mumbai and Delhi, and what they possess with their bowlers, their firepower in the middle to late overs. It's very hard to compare the same teams. I know teams can have an off day, and that's what most teams will be trying to fight for when they get into that top four, that they just are able to execute everything. But when you look on paper and the depth, especially Mumbai, the depth that they have that's still sitting off in the dugout and not playing just means that those two teams are humming. Everyone else is trying to catch up to them.
Yeah, there is, of course, we must look at the Rajasthan bowling attack as well, because where you have a Jofra Archer there, who's always supremely fun to watch, and hoping that they give the new ball to him, try to rattle some of the cages up there. You've got Aaron Finch, you've got Devdutt Padikkal, of course, and they'd want to unleash Archer on them. And obviously, Jaydev Unadkat, Kartik Tyagi, Joy, they need one full good game from either of them, right? They're getting sporadic spells of goodness from Unadkat and Tyagi both.
Yeah, look, what they need to do is, if they take wickets up front and if they somehow can get the middle order, basically if Unadkat, Tewatia and Gopal can strangle that, because it's a big field. Okay.
Yeah.
So if they can somehow strangle those guys in the middle overs and therefore then force them to hit shots against the likes of Archer, that's their best hit. And 177 is a good score for that. If they fall behind the 8 ball, that means the first 6 overs, if they're not 50 odd, then they're always going to feel that they're up against it, because we know that when the ball gets softer and already the pitch is getting slower and slower, it's not going to be easy. So I think one of the things Bangalore will be telling it is, we need to start the way RR started, with serious intent. You could see intent in the way Stokes and Uttapa were playing. Even when Stokes was not being able to hit the ball, he was halfway down the pitch. He was trying to change lengths. There was real intent. And I think that's what they'll tell them. They'll tell Finchy and they'll tell Devdutt, you need to go hard, because guys, if it's 10-11 in the 8th over and spinners start coming on, it's not.
Yeah, they can't.
Aaron Finch is going to be charging anyway. That's what he did the last game. He just runs at bowlers. When he's not sure, he just runs.
Yeah. Do you want to run at Archer, though?
No, I'm running the other way.
That's true. Finch may do well to sort of stand still and stand a little back when you're playing against Archer. And of course, Rajasthan will be wanting to get some inroads right there. If they can if they let the power play go without taking a wicket, if Bangalore can survive 6 overs without losing one, Lisa, that's advantage Bangalore. Then they're looking at that 178 a lot more comfortable. It's breathable. It's within sort of grasping distance. But if they lose a couple, then that just becomes a lot, which is again on Virat and AB's shoulders. And that means you're Bangalore circa 2019, 2018, 2017, because that was the issue that they always had.
Yeah. One thing that might be in favour is, firstly, we've seen some good scores by Virat and AB. Also, the fact there is that one big side. Now, if they're smart and they run hard, which we know those guys tend to, they don't necessarily need to go for the boundaries. They can work off the spinners, work it into the gaps, run hard for 2, and just build that foundation and put pressure back onto the Rajasthan side, who we know are at the bottom of the ladder. So if they can get them nervous, uncomfortable, then make sure that they're not just relying on Archer, that other bowlers are being targeted, then all of a sudden that score is something that they can certainly chase down.
So before we go, what is it? Where's the advantage for you? How's it going? Where is it?
I'm going to go RCB just 55-45.
55-45 to Bangalore. Joy, for you?
Look, I think it's advantage Bangalore, but I'd love to see RR win, because it changes the table. If RR goes 4-5 and Bangalore goes 5-4, the table's really set up. If RR loses this, they're now losing touch with reality, because then they need to win 5 straight to qualify, which will look tough. So I think RR will throw the kitchen sink at it.
Good motivation. That's good motivation. And if they do, then we're in for fun. We're in for some fun, aren't we? And if AB de Villiers gets out in the middle, I say if, because we're a little scarred from the last game. But if he does get out in the middle, then there's going to be some fireworks there as well. There's a long boundary, so they know there's going to be a lot of running with Virat and AB. So Let's have a look at that boost stamina meter at the end of this game. It should be a fun watch. All right, so we're going to go. We're going to see you at the end of this game and before the second game. It's going to be pretty tight, but we'll make sure that 7:15 Indian Standard Time, no matter what, come hell or high water, we shall be here. That's all for now on My 11 Circle presents Cricbuzz Live. Thanks for watching.